I am making a dark fruit cake. It's a recipe out of my Add a Cookin' cookbook. So first thing is the fruit. 1.5 cups of currants, 1.5 cups of raisins, and then the nuts, 1/4 cup. I chopped these up with my little chopper. 1/4 cup of almonds, mixed fruit, 1/4 cup, or you can do 1/4 cup pineapple. Up to you. I have mixed fruit, so that's what I'm using. And a 1/4 cup of the candied cherries. And the same thing, you can use, like, do half green, half red, you know, to make it, you know, have a more festive look. And to that, 1/4 cup of flour. So put all that in. Then just, what you're doing is just coating the fruit in the flour. Just make sure all the raisins are broken up. I don't want big clumps of raisins. There. Now, and that I'm going to put to the side. Now I'm going to do the flour part. Well, flour and eggs, I guess. So, 1/2 cup of butter that's been softened. So beat that for a minute. To that, add 1 cup of brown sugar. I had previously before I got my beaters dirty, I had beaten 3 eggs. So 3 well-beaten eggs. Now once that is mixed, I have pre-measured out here a 1/4 cup of molasses. To that, I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. Mix it up, and then add it to your sugar mixture. Mix that up. At this point, I'm not using the mixer anymore. I'm just doing it by hand. That, then add your dried fruit. Mix that up. Now into this, I'm going to add 1 1/4 cups of flour, which I have already measured out. And these are 1/2 teaspoon each. Cloves, allspice, and cinnamon. So I have all 3 of them here. So I'll add that. I love the smell when you're getting the spices out. Smells so nice, reminds me of Christmas. 1/4 cup, yeah, don't do that. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now that is all of the ingredients. So you just mix that all up. It's going to bake 225 in a parchment lined pan, loaf pan. It's going to bake for 2 hours. So there's that. And I had already done one because I'm doing a few today because I'm doing 2 for Allison, and so that's how it looks when it's in the pan. I'm doing 2 for Allison and 1 for my brother and probably 1 for us. So that's it for making Christmas dark fruit cake. This was courtesy of Flo, in memory of Flo Bain, out of my Atacocan cookbook. Hope you try it out. Funny story. I had put the cakes into the pan, looking at the recipe, and I was like, I forgot to put in the apple juice. So each cake is supposed to get 1 cup of apple juice. So all I did was take the cake back out of the pan. I'm going to stir up the apple juice and then put it back in the pan. You know what? When you're baking, that kind of thing does happen the odd time, especially to somebody like me. I'm very fly by my seat of my pants kind of baking. If you had gotten everything out beforehand like I should have, because I did know that apple juice went in it. Well, I knew last night, but forgot to get it out of the fridge. But just keep stirring it until the apple juice is all incorporated. You haven't really ruined anything. And you certainly don't want to throw this out, because to make Christmas cakes is not cheap. So do as I say and not as I do. So lay everything out beforehand, measure everything out. Then you won't forget to put in the apple juice. But once it's all mixed up, now it's going to go back into the loaf pan. Lucky I hadn't put anything in the oven yet. That would have been a bit of a catastrophe, but I was just mixing up. I'm going to bake 4 cakes at the same time, since they have to bake for 2 hours. So I was just getting everything all ready for the next 2. So then that's it. Cakes mixed up again, and it will go into the loaf pan.